I remember taking class for this particular learner a week back, and something that struck my mind was the opening of the session. He is a learner who is quite focused, and he knew why he's learning English, but still he was completely confused. For almost 5 minutes, he didn't know why he was there for the session. And by the end of the session, he told me, "Nobody told me about this, ma'am. I never knew that my methods were wrong, though I know what my targets and goals are." Sometimes it happens, we get overwhelmed with studies, with learning, and here I'm going to narrate an experience of a learner. You will be able to relate with at least some of the aspects of this learner, and it's better to rectify at the earliest. Okay, better late than never. Welcome to another video on my channel. This is Renee Rose Matthew. I'm a CELTA certified tutor, an author, and also a language trainer. Thank you for accepting my videos, for sending emails, and also for encouraging the content. I'm very happy that mental health awareness and certain aspects of life are totally relatable to most of my subscribers. Yes, language has got a lot to do with the psyche of the mind. So 1 week back, I took a class for a learner. And of course, I take training sessions for people, and that was the first time I met him. He was already taking sessions for IELTS from some other academy, and he wanted help with general English and speaking particularly. It's not that he's a beginner, he's an intermediate learner. The minute the session opened, the minute I logged in, I saw a person who was quite befuddled, very confused, bewildered. It was quite evident on the face. The first thing I saw was a person sitting in front of the computer searching for something on the table. So it was quite evident with a lot of files and notes. So I was very happy to see a learner like that. But he was searching. You know, you can literally see when people search something in front of you, keeping one file here, there, trying to locate the notes. So I thought that he was getting ready for the session. Sometimes we as tutors also do the same thing. But here, even after the first 2 minutes, he was still confused. And I asked him, "Is there anything that's bothering you? Because I've been watching you." And he said, "I'm very sorry, ma'am. I was trying to find the list of vocabulary words I made today, this morning." And I told, "It's okay." I tried telling him that it happens with me also. Sometimes we may not be able to locate a particular sticky note. It's very difficult to locate it among the other materials, but he was not convinced. And I really did not figure out the problem that he had at that particular point of time, because even while introducing, he was quite skeptical. He didn't know why he was introducing himself, what to tell, but his pronunciation was excellent, the way he spoke, everything was fine, but totally confused, and he was not able to focus. No focus. He knew why he was there for the session. He still knows what are his goals and targets and what he's doing with his life. But I've been learning English for a very long time, but still I don't know, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm not able to do this. The problem is that some people focus only on the problems. He took almost 10 minutes to speak about his problems. And when he spoke about the issues, he was not articulate. He was not clear about the issues, though he was able to use some words. I helped him. See, even when you speak about your problems, you will have to be confident. That's why I tell you, even when you say, "Ma'am, I don't know, I think I need to read about this," you need to be confident. You need not worry. You need not be shy in expressing that you're not aware about all the information. Yeah? I'm not trying to tell that this learner was in the wrong track or he did something wrong, but I was quite worried. So after the first 5 minutes, we talked about the problem. So initially he was a bit perplexed. I thought he was nervous, but it's not that. Even while introducing, even while speaking about certain casual things, He didn't know. He finally told me, ma'am, I really don't know. I'm not able to speak. I think something is wrong with me. Even the session I took in the morning was like I was not able to express myself. So I said, you are overwhelmed. You're doing so much. I think you're studying a lot. And he said, yes, I'm studying a lot because I'm preparing for some competitive examination and also IELTS. And his worry was, I'm not able to find the notes. So I told him, I don't want to mention the name, I told him, please be in the present. You can do a lot of things with your present because the present is a gift. You would have heard of this. So now we have to talk about certain aspects. Gradually, he became comfortable, and almost for the next 10 to 12 minutes, he shared all his problems. And I told him, your problem is you're overwhelmed, you're bewildered, you're befuddled, and completely you're at crossroads with learning methods. And he told me, ma'am, I know what I'm doing. Yes, you know what you're doing, but you don't know how to go about it. You've been doing so much, but you're confused with what exactly you have been doing and how to go about it, not about why you're doing it. You know the purpose. And then he took some time and told me, nobody told me about this. People just speak about the grammar areas. I took the IELTS test. My IELTS tutor told me that these are the areas I need to focus on, and grammar, vocabulary, everything is there. But today I'm not able to communicate despite reading a lot, despite listening to many things. I'm speaking about an intermediate learner. As I told you in the beginning, it's important to rectify at the earliest. He had starting trouble. Even when he said, I'm from this part of India, this is what I've been doing, my name is this, he was not confident. The sentences were right, no problem with the structure, but evolving the meaning and coming out, conveying what he really felt was a very big problem. I believe it's still a problem. It needs some time. Just because he was confused, and he has been confused over a period of time. So what I'm trying to tell you is the methods that we use today. See, sometimes we come across beginners who may not have sentence formation. They may make mistake in every sentence. Every other sentence will have lot of mistakes. You can pick couple of errors, and in some other sentences many errors, but they'll be confident. Confidence is not enough. Let me tell you that. Confidence is not enough. It does maybe 50% of the work. What about the remaining? It's not just pronunciation, but the way you convey and the way you complete. See, we all are adults. We are able to analyze. When we are not able to complete the thought, our mind will give a notification saying that you haven't done justice to your thought. The thought is there. Sometimes some learners tell me, I'm not having any thoughts in my mind. See, that's not correct. Being an adult learner, you'll have a lot of thoughts in your mind. In fact, more thoughts than what you require. The only thing is you're not able to communicate and convey because of that language barrier. You have to take some time, pause, and when you pause, you feel that you don't know anything. It's okay to pause. It's okay to pause, to take time and to frame sentences. So here, this person was not calm. He was as perplexed as before, and he was confusing. The more he tried, the more confused he became. The more he tried expressing, the more bewildered and overwhelmed he was. So I told him, it's a small thing that we have to do with your mind. Just relax. It's okay. If you're not able to find the notes, it's okay. It happens with everyone. But what matters is whether you're in the present, whether you're able to communicate and introduce yourself and take the maximum out of these sessions. And then when you're calm, you will definitely find your notes. Now today, many people are doing it wrong. I'm sorry to say this. Many people learn English just to become famous. And we have a lot of people who give wrong guidelines to others. See, it's good to learn from others. If you're an intermediate learner, you can gel with a beginner, or you can have sessions with advanced learners or a tutor, and you learn from each other. But when you proclaim yourself to be a tutor without knowing the basics, without knowing the pedagogy and methodology of learning, or even imparting those learning skills, then it is dangerous. As adults, we all filter, but some people openly and explicitly say that I'm running my institution. when all the sentences will have at least one error. The pattern of error I'm speaking about. So such people should be very careful, because when you share your ideas, ideas are to be shared irrespective of the language barrier, but people learn from you. Now this is the dangerous point. Everybody is not a trainer, everybody is not equipped with the strategies, with the methodology. Yeah, so when you're learning, you can share your ideas, you can learn about how you have been doing, how you have been finding time to work on your skills, but people cannot just become trainers for fame. And the next thing is, speaking helps a lot, but today I find a lot of people speaking without any objective, and tutors also don't give constructive feedback. They just say you made a mistake here. Of course, as learners, you know your mistakes. And I have a lot of learners coming and telling me that, ma'am, these are my mistakes. These are some of the problems that I face while speaking. But a change happens when a tutor gives a constructive feedback. A constructive feedback doesn't mean that you have to always put it in the positive way. Of course, you can begin with the positives and then you can give the action points. And many people don't know how to do it. It's not enough that you just say you made a mistake here. This was a mistake. Exactly. Okay, I know I have problems with my pronunciation or my grammar. Where should I focus? Why is it that I'm not able to do? So analyze together, have a discussion. And for that, we have trainers, we have people who are having the authority, who are qualified. Apart from qualification, experience and the willingness to observe and listen is also very important, because some tutors just play about. I've seen a lot of tutors who are content writers, who claim themselves to be the head of a particular team, who speak so fast. It's very difficult to catch up. Not because learners are beginners or they are not well equipped with the language skills, but when you speak fast, it's very difficult for people to catch up, irrespective of the accent. And when tutors are fast, I think they should slow down. Very important to slow down. Today, we are inundated with learners and tutors, and I will not believe that English is inaccessible. It's very easy to learn the language. It is accessible, but it's not enough that you just know the language. Thoughts, ideas, confirmation, assurance, mistakes, errors, everything play a very important role. We always look at the pattern of errors made by a person. Tenses, grammar, vocabulary, sentence structure. So when a tutor is not able or not equipped to train the learner towards progress, we cannot say that he or she is an efficient trainer. He could be giving some tips, strategies, some ways to read, listen, write, and also work on the language skills, but that's not enough, right? We need to help the learner with active learning methods, with worksheets, with assignments, with assessments. When I say assessments, I do not mean to say that they are written works where you give the grades. We have different ways of conducting assessments, and there is a kind of method that's always involved when it comes to training and helping the learner reach a particular level. And after that, they can learn on their own. It is possible to learn on your own. It is possible to work on your own. Most of the time, people don't have the time. People don't find the time to listen and then adopt the right methods. They always want shortcuts. When we as tutors tell the learners that language learning takes time, they are more interested in learning things at a fast pace. As I always tell my learners, this is not a medical treatment where you are given some antibiotics or medicines. Of course, you need to first set your mind right if there's a problem with your anxiety, nervousness, and simultaneously we need to work on the language aspects. So both play an important role. Some people are very good with the language skills. The only problem is that they were not encouraged enough in the past, or they're facing some problem while presenting something to their team members or while speaking to their seniors. It happens. Some are very good with the language, but they have a very bad attitude. So language has got a direct connection with all that you're doing. And that's why we take real life incidents, real life stories, and everything that you see is connected to language, whether it's English or any of the native tongue. And when it comes to our native tongue, we don't face much problem because we try connecting it with every aspect. You may wake up in the morning, when you make tea also you try thinking in your native tongue. Try doing it in English. Okay, when you see, when you view the world in different perspectives, try to communicate in English with yourself. The perspectives, the suggestions, opinion, anger, setbacks, disappointments, everything can be conveyed, can be written about in the language that you're working upon. This will definitely help you progress. Okay, and today it's not enough that you just speak with a flow. As I told you, there are a lot of tutors who speak with the flow so fast. Recently also I spoke with the head of a particular team of an English speaking platform. I was not able to understand a word that she was trying to convey because she was too fast, good with the language skills. So I asked her literally, would you mind slowing down a bit, because I'm not able to catch a word. It's not because of your accent, but your pace is too fast. So it's important that you help others to also understand during the conversation. The customer care support sometimes will do this because they are trained to speak fast, and when it comes to the corporate field also, the corporate world, they say you have to speak within the stipulated time. Few words, more work, efficiency. So more space is given for miscommunication. That's how work happens there. Efficient people will be the survivors because they are quite happy with the language, they are comfortable. There are a lot of people in the senior level who will be able to use the language effectively, efficiently. But what about the others? They may not be able to do it. So they try to create more space for miscommunication, and then you'll be asked to stay back. So when you try explaining, sir, I was able to do this, or I was not able to do this because of a genuine reason, they stop you. So if you don't have the confidence to conduct yourself, to carry yourself and convey what really happened at the ground level, you will be trapped and caught. And are you going to continue this way? This is connected to your career. This is connected to all that you see in life. When the moment comes for you to explain what really happened, you have to coordinate. You have to use all the ideas that you have been working on, contemplation, observation, and then you have to, of course, make use of the presence of mind. Hope you get what I'm trying to tell. It's not a very big task. Your mind will be able to do it the minute you train your brain with a lot of activities. Storytelling, role playing, speaking about what you read, even if it's just 2 pages, trying to communicate and trying to create a summary of the video that you watched just now through writing or speaking will definitely help you. And it just takes 10 to 15 minutes every day. I hope all these guidelines help you. Happy learning.